Yeah, it's going to go live here. I want to get a little bit of stuff out. I'm going to talk a little bit about the earthquake that happened about 4 hours ago here in California. Hey Hunters, welcome. If you guys can share this out later. Hey Jenna, welcome. If you guys can share this out later, I'd appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up. Because I see a lot of the big channels. Yeah, it's on CNN. Here's the thing. There was some strange shit with it. Just my opinion. I don't have any technology I can use to say, oh, look at this graph, look at that graph. They're just like, oh wow, it happened. Yeah, well, no shit, it happened. I was here. I don't know, a few hundred miles away. I felt it. Them kids, welcome. But they're really not really. I mean, this one, I'm going to say, was different. This one was freaking different for me, and I'm not the only one that felt it. I was uploading a video. I was at the vape shop uploading a video when it happened. It opens at 10 o'clock. I was there uploading, and the owner was there, and yeah, it hit. I mean, we could hear it. I heard the walls starting to crack and pop. He had a TV. It was starting to sway. The glass bongs behind me on the shelves were starting to rock back and forth, and I could see the vehicles outside the window, including the Honda truck, was rocking back and forth. So yeah, and it lasted 15-20 seconds. I mean, I've been in worse, I've experienced, well, not, nothing major, but, well, I live in Visalia, so I was only a few hundred miles away. But I'm going to say what we felt, I felt worse before. I mean, mid 70s, I can't remember what quake it was. You feel them here and there, and you kind of like, oh, okay, there's a tremor, there's been an earthquake close by, and you just keep on going. Ken, welcome. Yeah, this was a, well, I was talking about the one in 1970, I'm not sure what it was, but it woke me up. And I was a kid, but at that time, I was sleeping in my bed, and it felt like there was like a frickin' bodybuilder on each corner of my bed, all the way around it, and cycle pushing down, and you could actually hear the rumble. I mean, just like in the movies, you could hear the rumble. So I was too worse, but this one was frickin' different. And I'm not the only one that experienced it. The guy, the owner of the shop, he experienced the same thing because we talked about it afterwards. We're both lifelong California residents. And in this one, like I said, it wasn't the worst one that I felt or he's felt. We've actually seen where you could, like, the ripple would go through the building. You could see like a wave going through, through the ceiling or through the floor. You can see it. But this one, when it was happening, it was like, it started, and then a few seconds in, we actually felt like really dizzy, like something, and it's not because the ground was moving, we're used to that, but we felt freaking dizzy. And I felt like I was going to freaking fall over. And I asked him about that. I said, did you notice this? Because he come running out, and he's like, what the hell? And he's like, yeah, did you feel that? I'm like, yeah, I felt it. And I'm like, did you, when you were feeling it, I go, did you actually like feel dizzy at all? And he's like, yeah, I've never felt dizzy during an earthquake. Nice guy to answer, welcome. I've never ever felt dizzy during an earthquake. You feel the ground moving, and like I say, I've lived in California all my life except for the 2 years I served in the Army. All the rest of the time was in California. So that's over 50 years. Never felt this way during an earthquake before. So it was like really, really weird. But all I'm seeing is, from big towns, it's like, oh, there was a 6.4, there was a 6.6. No, there was more to it than that. Seriously, there was more freaking to it than that. I don't know how many people are going to say anything, but like I'm saying, these big channels, they're not here. They're not talking to the people. Go, you. That's a, okay, you're quite a ways away. It was out in the desert of California, out in the Mojave area, which is not that far from me. I mean, if I take the roads, I can be in Mojave in a couple hours. If you go, as the crow flies, that old term, straight line. It's not that far away. Maybe a little over 100 miles. Yeah, I've heard two reports. I checked. There's one side I checked. It came out of 6.6, and then the USGS. They usually downgrade anyway. If you start checking into it, they downgrade. And they said a 6.4, which is there a huge amount of difference? I don't know. I really can't tell you on the scale. I just know that they do downgrade a lot of them. So it didn't surprise me. But this was not a shallow one. The first information I saw was it was a little over 5 miles deep, which is a pretty shallow quake. But like I say, yeah, vehicles were rocking. I could hear, and these buildings. This was a newer building. These shops where I was in, it was probably within the last 15 years they were built. 15 years or so. So they are earthquake. Built to withstand earthquakes. And no glass broke. It was just the walls and the ceiling were cracking and popping. And we could see the vehicles outside were swaying from, side to side. Actually, they happen. Are they scared? No, of a tornado? We don't get that many tornadoes out here. Yeah, that'd be freaky. An earthquake, it's like, okay, what the fuck? And just keep rocking and rolling. Don't stand underneath the freeway because they collapse. Stay off of bridges. But this one was just, like I say, this one was just weird. It was like, because I was actually watching it and I felt like everything was off frickin' balance, which has never happened before. I think most people were close to their car alarm, so they could they just hit the little button and turn it off, because it was strong enough where you could feel there was an actual earthquake. It wasn't like in the movies where like buildings are freaking collapsing or anything like that. A 6 point, even if you say some will say it's like 6.4, still 6.6. It's not going to rip the ground open. Hey Kim, welcome. Sorry guys. Yeah, it's not going to like rip the ground open. 6.6. No, it's not. It's not that strong. That's why it kind of tripped me out. 6.6. I mean, even at ground zero, you're going to be bouncing. You might have a few windows break, maybe, something come off the shelf, but it's not going to be like, buildings collapsing, the ground ripping open and, buildings being pulled inside. Hey, Boomer, welcome. Boomerang's Raids. Yeah, I was in your stream a little bit ago, but I had to go live and do this because I'm getting all these alerts for these big channels going, oh my God, look what happened, but they're not really covering what people felt because they're like, like 1,000 miles away from here. And I'm probably, well, if I drive there, a couple 100 miles away. But yeah, there's stuff that they're not covering. It's not like massive damage, it's just the weirdness of it. It's not like, oh, California's getting ready to slide off into the ocean. No, it's just the weirdness of it. I've never felt dizzy like I was going to fall over. Christine, welcome. Everybody, welcome. Boomer Raid. Allison, welcome. Yeah, having a good 4th. Rock G, welcome. I got Boomerang rated. Yep. Put that back down. Sensible Well-Being, welcome. Get this back up. Christina, Allison, everybody welcome. It took place in well, they were saying Ridgecrest, but it's like outside of Ridgecrest. It's in, it's basically, if I drive there, it's a couple 100 miles away. Straight line, crow flies, maybe, I don't know, 100, 120, 150, I'm not sure. I'd have to, like, Google Earth it and measure. But it wasn't far from here. But Gail, welcome. But it was just the weirdness of it. Nobody's reporting on it. Everybody's like, oh yeah, there was an earthquake. And I've been saying this the whole stream. But nobody's recording on how the weirdness of it was. I mean, is there another one coming? I don't know. I really don't know. There was one before that, which I think was like I don't think it was in the same area, but it was like the same approximate Southern California. It was a 4.0. I'm not sure what the depth was. The one it was like 11 miles away from Ridgecrest. Was a 6.6, downgraded to a 6.4. I'm just going to say 6.6 because that's probably closer to what it was. Not far away at all. Only, I think it's at 5.3 miles below the surface as far as the depth. Was it Los Banos? Yeah, because, oh, well, it was strong, I'll tell you, because for a quake to really travel that far here, because we got a lot of rocks and stuff, but there's a lot of like sand and stuff. Well, we are in the desert, a lot of sand, and it kind of like, lessens some of the shock. I don't care what they say, it's just, that's something I've noticed through experiencing them. I don't care what the scientists say there. They try to bullshit us anyway, so. But, yeah, this one was different. It was like, I felt when it was happening, I felt dizzy. The shop owner, I mentioned it to him, and he's like, he thought about it, he's like, yeah, he's like, I never felt that way either. He goes, yeah, I did feel kind of dizzy during it, and I never felt that way before. Jen, Ken, and Hobby. Welcome. Oh, you do? Well, okay. That's your personal choice. If you got that kind of money, fucking more power to you, dude. More power to you. Center Stars, welcome. Oh, and by the way, Hobby, before you just like bug out, make sure thumbs up, watch so I can get a view, thumbs up, be appreciated. And when you have something like that under control, please feel free to come back and post all you want. Because we know whatever you felt was not really the earth moving. It's like that old advertisement. They say, this is an egg. And they put it on a counter. And they smash it with a frickin' cast iron skillet. And this is your brain on drugs. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, Gail, welcome. Because I know you guys, Canada, they got some of those. I can't remember that one. It's a New Madrid or something. It goes up that way. There's something towards the center of the U.S. that goes all the way up into Canada, over there by the Great Lakes, and it's literally insane. Hey, John, welcome. Patrick, welcome. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was just the effects. It was, I mean, there was no damage here. I mean, somebody might have had, I don't know, they might have had a collector beer stein sitting on the edge of a shelf that kind of slid off the shelf, but nothing really, major. No serious damage, no power lines down, none of that. Yeah, well, see, I live here by myself, so I'm good with cast iron. I like cast iron. Well, like I say again, it was just the like personal side effect feelings. It was like it was weird feeling off balance when it wasn't really all that super, like, I mean, it's not like you see, the old Starship Enterprise where they're under attack and all of a sudden they're flying from one side of the bridge to the other. Yeah, it wasn't anything like that. The Sisters Wood, welcome. I hope you guys are okay. I'm pretty sure you felt that quake down there too. But basically what I came on to talk about, I don't want to really stay on too long. People can come in, they can leave comments after the word. Yeah, it was pretty strong, but the thing I was coming on to say is like something that everybody else is ignoring. It's like there was something more. It was a different quake. It's not like it was a normal earthquake. There was something weird to it. I don't know if you call it some sort of weird energy. I don't know. I wasn't the only one that felt it, so that's why I'm coming on. Oh, it's not Sister Wolf, it's Sister Wood. Sisters Wood. Great channel, 4 ladies. Looking forward to your next video. And I just put one up from Santa Barbara County. La Purisima Mission. But Skywatcher, yeah, everything's good here. But yeah, that's just what I'm trying to get out. These big channels aren't talking about is the energy, some sort of strange. It was weird. It was just freaking weird. Yeah, it's like the sisters, and then last name Wood. The sisters Wood. It's, well, it's easy for me. Or your curse, you know what you do? Is you get rid of that shit. You get rid of that curse. If you believe in it, yeah, it's going to happen. Get rid of the curse. I do want to get with you ladies, collab. Like I said, my only days off are during the work week. I have to work weekends. Yeah, my job sucks, and I'm trying to find a new one. But until I can find a new one, I still got rent and bills and all this other happy horse poo-poo I gotta take care of. So, you got. Oh yeah, those work awesome. I got the big ones that you plug in. I mean, they really put a lot of power out. The one we used with the team, and I was getting a freaking yellow light, and I was standing like 8 feet away from it, so I know that was charging a room. The smaller one, it's not as far, it's not as powerful, but it's portable. So if I go on a location and it's out in the middle of nowhere and there's no electricity, I still got a plasma ball. And that's why I like that little one. I'll just recharge my 4 batteries, pop them in there, and it'll go a long time. On the last live show, okay, I'm gonna have to go back, because I swear you had to do that within the last day or two, because I checked earlier in the week and I didn't see anything new. So I'm gonna have to go check your channel, guys, and definitely appreciate a shout out. Wow, that's not the earth, that's the wind. This tree is attacking me with flowers. Jenna, okay. I know I was on, okay. I don't remember which stream. I remember you. I don't remember which stream I was on. But yeah, I do remember you. But yeah, I'm going to have to get with you, Sisters Wood. And it's probably going to be, oh God. I was hoping to buy a little cheap barbecue grill this payday, but yeah, Kelsey's, I could have been. I've been on Kelsey's for a while, so it had to be at least a couple weeks ago. Oh yeah, definitely. It's all appreciated. It helps me get out and travel. That's what it goes for, is putting gas in the haunted truck. All the oil, the maintenance, antifreeze, tires, all that, I take care of that on my own. If I can have help with fuel costs, that really does make a difference. That can make a difference if I do it in my driveway, or if I can get down to LA. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, if any guys know any of the bigger channels, they can watch this. If they got any questions, my email is in the About Me, and it's a channel name. If they have any questions, Irish Whiskey Paranormal, all run together, gmail.com. They can get a hold of me. But yeah, that was really something odd, having feeling dizzy because I never felt that way during an earthquake before in the last 50 plus years. So, something different. So while I'm on here, anybody else feel it? Anybody else in the California area? I know Sisterswood felt it. Benny Loco felt it. I think Mother Nature felt it. I don't know if anybody else did, but yeah, it's the 4th of July, but it's like Jenna, I know they say it and I kind of laugh because I've been hearing it all my, like I say, I'm over 50 years old and I've been hearing it all my life. California is going to get the big one anytime. It's going to slide off into the ocean. Well, here's my take on that. If they keep saying that, every year, eventually, it's going to happen. It may take 300 or 400 years, but eventually it's going to happen. I mean, that's why my ex-wife, she's like, oh, this machine's going to hit a jackpot. This machine's going to hit a jackpot. And then eventually, a machine did hit a jackpot. She's like, I told you it was. I told you it was going to hit a jackpot. And I look at her and I say, you say that about every machine. But only 4% actually do. So yeah, eventually, yeah, there's going to be a big one. There's going to be some major damage. And I'm going to tell you right now, the San Andreas, the movie was all movie. It was Hollywood. It was a bunch of horse crap. The San Andreas does not move that way. It moves, basically slides north and south. The east side of the fault line kind of hangs where it is. Maybe a little goes a little south. The west side of the fault line kind of slides up more to the north. That's it. It's not going to take the whole state of California into the ocean. You're going to have another fault line for that. San Andreas ain't going to do it. And houses crashed? No, no houses crashed here. I don't think there's too many houses out there. I'll tell you what, I was out 2 months ago out in the desert, between Barstow and Joshua Tree, and hit some abandoned buildings that were about ready to fall down. I bet you I could go out there even after this earthquake, and they'll probably still be sitting there about ready to fall down. Now there were a couple that already did fall down. Well, the house was about ready to. There was another outbuilding that had, because all you could see, the weeds were about 3 feet tall and all you could see was roof above the weeds. So I'm pretty sure that building has already fallen down before the quake. Let's see, get this alert out of the way. There we go. Jen, welcome. Oh, that's okay. I appreciate you coming in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up before you disappear. But I'm going to head back to the house. It's been almost 30 minutes now. If you guys can share this out, let's get those big channels. I mean, if you want to share, anybody can share it. Share the link to this and ask them, how come you're not talking to anybody from the area? It's great to report it. All you have to do is, what I do is go to recent earthquakes in California and you're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. So start talking to the people. Appreciate the attention, but let's get some facts out there outside the USGS opinion. So I want to say thanks for coming in. I might be on later tonight. I don't know. I wanted to try to do my Michael the Haunted Doll last night, but I got stuck doing some editing later than I expected, till like almost midnight. So I didn't get any laundry done or anything. I might come out for a little bit. It'll be a short one, maybe half an hour to an hour. So thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate it. The sisters would send me an email so we can get something underway. And have a good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. And until next time, everyone, stay safe.